There's considerable concern in Samoa following its first recorded COVID-19 case at the border this week. And in the Cook Islands, 2 returning passengers, both casual contacts of a case in New Zealand, needed to self-isolate, leading to calls for a return to mandatory quarantining. Now, the 2 incidents in the Pacific states, which have had no cases to date, remain of huge concern. And here to give us his take on issues is former Public Health Director and the former head of the Pacific Community Agency in New Caledonia, Dr. Colin Tukuitonga. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me, Marama.
What's happening up in Samoa at the moment? Do you think that they're taking the right approach?
Oh, absolutely, and I think the Prime Minister Tuilaepa is right to reassure the people. You see, Samoa has in place the very measures that have picked up this case. In other words, they have the measures to try and detect people who present a risk to the community. And whilst it's clearly a concern, having just been through a tragic situation with measles, I think Samoa has got in place the measures that are needed to do just this. Remember, we have the same situation here in New Zealand. We keep picking people up at the border because that's what is designed to do.
So with respect, they've got the flight next week coming from the US, they've got more repatriation flights coming in. There's no need, you don't think, to be cancelling, you know?
Oh, I'm not in a position to comment on that. It depends on the numbers of people, and I see it's coming from the US. If I'm correct, I would look at that situation quite carefully because the number of cases in the US is a lot more. In other words, the risks are higher, say, compared to New Zealand. So I don't want to comment specifically on that. Obviously, they're reviewing that. It's important to stress again that Samoa has measures in place to protect the people through restrictions at the border. And also Samoa and all of the islands have been getting support from SPC, WHO, our government, you know, so they're getting good support and advice, I think.
Okay, and that's what you're watching on. But, you know, obviously Samoa, there's real fears there, you know, with the measles outbreak that happened. For the public, do you think they're right to have that level of concern that they've had this week?
Oh, totally predictable human reaction, as you point out. You know, they had that terrible situation with measles, and I think about our own communities here. People concerned about whenever there's a case being reported, people are concerned. So it's a normal human reaction. What I am saying, I guess, is that I'm confident, knowing what I know around the region, that Samoa has in place the measures. The risks are never going to be zero, the same with us.
Right.
But it's to try to minimise the risks as far as possible.
To the Cook Islands now, they got rid of the mandatory quarantine. Do you think that was sensible?
Oh, given the history and the number of cases and their desire to loosen, or not loosen, but open up the border, it was somewhat expected, but given the changes, you're always going to have to do this. You got to keep your arrangements under review. If it looks like the risks are very low, then you relax. But if the risks change, you have to change. So it's a totally sensible and predictable thing to do. I think clearly the availability of the vaccine will change the dynamics and the approach. But it's never going to be zero. I think what we have to understand for New Zealand and the Pacific Islands is the COVID is not going to go away in a hurry.
Do you think we should just wait till there's a vaccine available anyway before we open up the bubbles throughout the Pacific?
It's a hard one because obviously people's livelihoods are at stake here, and there have been particularly private people who run their own businesses. Clearly it's very difficult for them, and so governments will have to try to balance their needs plus the need to protect the public. Important to point out again, yes, the vaccine is going to be important, an important contribution, but it won't replace public health measures like social distancing and perhaps even restricted lockdowns if necessary. The vaccine is not going to be a silver bullet.
Okay then. So do you think there should be a bubble in place for the Cook Islands very soon? Like, what do you think about that happening and opening?
Well, I know that the assessment has been going on. It'd be interesting to see what the report is. Of what I know in the Cooks, I think it's a relatively safe situation for them to consider a bubble.
What about Niue? Would they be?
Well, Niue has taken a very conservative approach, and clearly they're watching to see what happens in the Cooks, which appears to be a good strategy, I suppose. But just going back to the Cooks, the important thing is to make sure that people originate in New Zealand. You can't have people coming in from the US and going straight through. So
Absolutely.
if you're going to have a travel bubble, you clearly need to have these measures in place.
Okay, then if people wanted to go home really quickly, what would you say to people who are wanting to go back, for example, to the Cook Islands?
Or get a test would be one thing. If you're symptomatic, then get tested and perhaps consider not travelling. And indeed, on arrival in the Cooks, to just be mindful of those symptoms and stay home for a period of time. The usual precautions that we've been sharing with people.
Dr. Colin Tukuitonga, thank you for joining us on the program. Kawalahi.
Thanks, Marama.